Alright, so the degreasing process to get the old oil out, from what I saw on YouTube, just use a little alcohol and get in there and get all the gunk out, and then when it comes out clean, you've got a clean bearing ready for oil. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. There you go. Came out a little dirty, you can see. So I'm going to keep going. I usually go dry and then back to the alcohol. Don't know what if it matters. It's just what I've been doing. So there it is. That seems real clean, and the internal. It'd be real difficult for me to show you this, but the bearing looks fine. Once it's dried, I'll try and show you. But it's good to me, and that comes out clean. We'll go with one dry one. We're just going in circles here. In and out, and that's clean enough for me. I think that's kosher. So we're going to go with that. Okay. First one, second one, and then we do the same thing on either end of the shaft. And I oil it up, throw it back together. The armature was totally cool. There was no dust in here. This is clean. Maybe the guy I got it from cleaned it, but he sure as hell didn't oil it. So maybe this is just a fan that wasn't used that much but sat for a while. Who knows? I really don't know. We don't really know the history of these things. There's no really way to know. A little dirty on that one. A little gunk on there. It's not going to focus. So I'm going to keep going here. That's the dry side. We'll go all the way in and out. There's still some stuff in there, so we'll go to the next one. Now, is all this 100% necessary? Who knows? But it's good practice, and like I said in one of the other videos, good practice across the board is good practice across the board, and that's how you get good results. So now we're coming out a little bit cleaner. We're still seeing some other gunk, I think because of the felts on this side of it. That's the thing I don't really know what to do with, is the felts. Do you try to put new felts in, especially on the vintage fans which don't have this disc felt stuck in there? Now this is, this fan here, there's no way to fix that felt. But on the Lasco with the old Westinghouse motor, that might be a fixable felt. So that's an interesting, I don't really know what to do about that. And if we look, see if we can get a good view. The bearing looks pretty nice. Same thing on the other side. Doesn't look scored, doesn't look that bad. To my eyes, for whatever it's worth, that looks good to me. So we'll clean the shaft and then we'll oil it. Alright, so now we're going to Earl her up, as Grandpa would say. I'm going to try and put some oil on these felts first. We go ahead and over oil generally, just to be safe. Again, you don't know how much oil was ever put on this thing. So I'm going to put it in the X where the felts are and see if it soaks in. I'm going to do the same thing. Maybe you can see better if I do it this way. Yeah. And I'm just sort of putting the oil here in this little plus sign where the opening is for the felts, and we're going to see if it soaks any up. On this side it looks like it did indeed, so we're going to add a little more. This is soaking up over here. We just drop some in there. Who knows? I mean, these felts are kind of degraded. This isn't the kind of thing that lasts forever. On the older fans, the felt is replaceable. On this, it's riveted in. So these motors are less repairable overall in the grand scheme, and that's, these are made in the 90s, and that rings true with our culture of throw everything out, get a new one, that we've been building up to, that we're in now today. So I'm going to leave that sit for a second, and then oil the inside of each bearing, and then the outside of the drive shafts here on the armature. No, it's not the armature, on the rotor, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, welcome back. We're going to try to do this as quickly as possible. I've got all my parts ready. The washers are going to go on first, and then we're going to oil it and put it together as quickly as possible. My videos are way too long on the subject. I like the longer videos that are more in depth, but not everybody might. So that is the plan. Here we go. So it was felt first. I don't know if you should put oil on these felts or not. I'm not really sure. And then plastic. Same on the back. Felt first, and then plastic. Cool. So those are ready. That's the last thing I'm going to oil. I'm going to get some oil, try and get oil on all of the bearing surface, which might not be entirely easy. Again, a little waste is involved in this, but better to be thorough than to not. I'm trying to get some on the very, very front, around that little edge there. Okay, that's one. Here's two. Again, I'm just dropping it around the outside of the bearing so that it slides right down in. And I'm going to try and get a little on the outside of this rim here, because that's directly connected to the felt. Next, oh, that came off. Troubleshooting, troubleshooting. I'm going all the way. I'm doing, there it goes again. And now it's going to be cleaned off because it hit the deck. I'm not putting that back in the motor with dirt particles from the porch out here. That's for darn sure. And again, like I said, good practice is good practice. So there's that. So we have to be more careful with that. See? So I'm going to put oil all the way so that as it slides through, you're not scavenging any oil from the surface you're trying to bear. Okay. Then the rear. Nice and oiled up, especially on the rear there. That was good. Okay, so next we assemble. Try and be really careful not to lose that bearing. And in it goes. Down. That's our top, so this goes this way. There it goes, nice and easy. One video I saw that I really liked was, he said you tap it around to align the bearing. It's pretty free. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're lined up. Okay, and that our thickness is similar all the way around. And then we're going to assemble with our bolts. And they went here and here. We go to the other side and we attach them. I hope this is on camera for you. 1, 2. It's definitely weird that it's 2. You get them finger tight. And now we're going to again double check our alignment. Seems pretty good. Okay. And it looks centered. That's the thing we noticed when we took it apart. But it looks pretty centered. We like that. So now I'm going to quickly and carefully, a little on each side, try and match the tension. We don't need to over tighten these. We're going to check it. Okay, now it's tightened up a little bit. Yeah, we don't like that. Okay, so this is off alignment somehow, so we're going to loosen it. So that's free again. So now, let's try and tighten it. Let's see if it stays free. This is the thing, right? This is the duplicitous edge that we all walk. Maybe it's not on correctly. It looks okay, but when I start tightening those bolts down, it's tight. The bearing isn't free, which leads you to believe that this is not aligned right. These look off a little bit. All right, stay tuned. We'll have to see what's going on here. All right, so it wasn't really aligning properly. I took the top off, the front off, and I got it now a little more betterly aligned, and I'm sort of tapping it into place to get this even all the way around. It was high on one side. And hopefully I can get it. I'm sort of measuring by how many layers of metal there are here in the armature. It's about 3 down is where this thing is evened up. So I'm hoping that helps. It's free. It's not free again. This is weird. Oh, that's pretty free. Feels all right. It just seems like it's not totally lined up. These edges don't look the same. Okay, so let's see if we can. That's what it looks like right now. Really hard to grab. My hands are really greasy. Oily, I suppose I should say. All right, we're going to try this again. 1. Right now it's all off of the armature. Okay, we're going to try this again. It's not lining up this way now. I should just go straight in, and it isn't. So, all right, drawing board. Here we go back to it. All right, we're trying this again. With a little extra oil, indeed. And you don't have to put a lot in there. You just roll it around on there. Okay, so we have the top is over here, and this time we're going to pay extra close attention to where everything goes. Okay, and we want to line it up with the holes for the nuts, and hopefully press down on it. Feels not really that free. Okay, let's see. We got that feels pretty free. Looks pretty even. Now we can try to attach those. They should go through the front. They should dump right in. There you go. 1, 2. And then we do our nuts on the other sides. We'll see if this stays aligned. If it doesn't, I'm going off camera on this, guys, because this is always going to take a little more energy than I'd rather do on a whole video. Nor do you want to watch it. So let's see if we can. Again, it's pretty free at the moment, and we're going to very carefully and slowly tighten these up and see if we can keep that. Okay, and what we want to do now is still feels pretty free. I think we need we're going to need the socket wrench on this. All right, we're at about half a turn between the two. I had to hold it with the socket wrench, so it's still nice and free. We like that. I'm going to keep trying to tighten it on either side a little bit, and here we go. Half a turn, shaft a turn. Okay, still free on the shaft, so we're looking good here now. Feeling tighter now on the bolts themselves. Now let's check our shaft again. Still nice and free. We're liking that. I'm liking that a lot. So I'm going to go one more turn and then we're ready to remount this thing in the case. I'm not going to clean the case at all because it's so rusty. It really needs to be sanded down and repainted, right? Or at least sandblasted anyway. Alright, so those are pretty tight, and this is nice and free. So we're happy with that. Stay tuned. And then we just put these in here so that they're in their little slot they belong in, and we pop those over. This is the easiest version of this. One of the big surprises to me is how easy these Lakewoods are really to work on, which is nice. The other fans, the older fans that I have that I'm going to be working on won't be so easy. Alright, so the Superfan is plugged back in, ready to test without the grates on, and here we go. There's high. I don't know, if you ask me, it seems like that's running faster now. There's medium. And there's low. That's running quite a bit different, I would say. So we're glad with that. They're still off balance. You see that it's wobbling. I don't know if you can see that. It's definitely wobbling, but here's medium again. Goes high. Then here's your obligatory spin down. And that seems a little bit freer. Why is it going backwards? Could I have put the armature in backwards? Is that a thing? Is that possible? It's totally possible, but that's weird. You can't put the blades on backwards. I think the armature's in backwards. I think I put it in wrong. There you go. That's how you learn, right? How would you even know? So I guess I'm pulling this thing back apart.